Is the moon made of water? Is Obama a Satanist? Does the ghost of Walt Disney haunt rival animation studios to this day? There are some things that mankind is not meant to know until now. Please welcome to This Paranormal Life. My name is Kit Greer, and I'm here with my paranormal host,
Hello.
Rory Pars.
Hello, how's it going?
How you doing, Rory?
Is that Walt Disney one real? Is that based on any...
Absolutely not. No.
Oh, damn it. I was like, that could be a good one.
I could have gone with, what was Walt Disney a Nazi? Wasn't that a thing?
Yes. Very anti-Semitic, apparently. And also he was cryogenically frozen, apparently.
Is that true?
Underneath Disneyland, his body remains. I don't know where that even came from.
We could probably do a Disneyland episode. There's a lot of stuff about Disneyland.
Disney funded a documentary about UFOs.
Really?
When Tomorrowland was launched at Disney World and Disneyland. You know Tomorrowland, their futuristic section?
No.
Well, they have a whole section called Tomorrowland,
Cool.
which is all about like the future and all the rides are like futuristic. That's where Space Mountain is. And to time with that, they released an entire documentary, because I watched it, on UFOs and like UFO discoveries and human interaction with UFOs.
Wow.
It was basically like saying that they're real and the government are lying to us.
That's
like,
dope.
Walt, really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That woke Walt.
Woke Walt.
That's tight.
But we're not going to be talking about Walt Disney today.
We are absolutely not, Roy. How much do you know about black helicopters?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing?
Like
that
nothing.
seems crazy.
I know that they're a thing.
Yeah.
But I know they're black and I know they're helicopters, and that is it.
Well, that's kind of fair, because I kind of, like, I knew that they were a thing, and I knew that they were one of the big things. They're big sort of paranormal / conspiratorial topic. But I did my research.
Presumably, I don't know a lot about them. That means they're doing their shit right.
That is
they're
right.
doing it
you
like
are
well.
so right.
Like if I was like, I know nothing about them, you're like, good.
That's what they want.
Mission accomplished. Do you have an earpiece in? Like, what are you talking? Who are you talking to?
Eagles landed.
Yeah, Charlie, Foxtrot, Bravo. Like Dart comes in, hits me in the neck.
Well, maybe you've never noticed the color of a helicopter before, but you should, because it could be the difference between life, death, or internment in a FEMA camp. That's a Federal Emergency Management Agency for you.
Okay.
But we'll get to that later. Well, what is a black helicopter? At its most basic, it is a helicopter that's been created with stealth in mind. Think how loud a normal helicopter is. You know, when everyone knows that sensation if you're trying to get to sleep and, you know, some assholes growing cannabis
flying
down the road.
helicopter around.
Trolling you
Yeah.
around in circles. Yeah, some assholes down the street growing cannabis and they're trying to bust his house at 3 a.m. The helicopter's flying, you know,
Does this
nearby.
happen to you?
Yeah, well, apparently that's what they're doing, like, a lot of the time. If they're like, because I used to get this near my place in Ireland, that they would like hover like around the streets,
scare people.
The idea is that they're doing like infrared scanning, and they scan for grow houses.
What?
Yeah.
Because they need heat, right? You need heat to go. I don't know anything about growing marijuana. No.
You a narc, bro?
That's insane.
Yeah,
That's
it's
intense.
kinda scary.
That's advanced.
So yeah, it's terrifying. So think how loud that normal helicopter is. Now imagine that a black helicopter is silent.
How?
Totally.
How
stealthy.
is my first
We'll
question.
We'll get there. It's not even just science.
Short
it's
answer,
freaking magic.
yeah.
No, it said it. You see, you do know. You do know. It's invisible.
Legends are true.
It's invisible to radar, and so black that in the dead of night, it's invisible to the naked eye.
What? No. Like
It's
what?
invisible, bro. It's completely
So
invisible,
they're not
bro.
black. They're invisible.
You tell me that there are 12 black helicopters out in that night sky, out the window right now. You tell me you can't see them. Put on these goggles.
Yeah. These are from a 3D cinema. Put them on.
No, they are Black Hawk helicopter detection devices. It says Odeon on the side. So, let me rewind us back to 1967, Pueblo, Colorado.
Okay.
Which I've never heard of before, but it doesn't sound like a place that should be in Colorado.
No, not at all.
But anyway, it's real. Trust me. A horse was found dead. 1967, Pueblo, Colorado. A horse was found dead in mysterious circumstances.
Helicopters. It was chopped up by a helicopter.
See, you're
I know
good at
Blade
this.
when
You're
I see
learning.
it.
You're so fast.
I cannot wait to see how this has any relevance at all to do with a black helicopter, let alone any helicopter. Jesus.
So it's creepy as hell. It was surgically killed. So we're not talking no coyote ran up and grabbed this thing by the throat.
Right.
It was surgically sliced.
By a man, presumably.
Well, let's get there. I would ask that you don't interject with you discrediting the helicopters. It was surgically killed and mutilated. So we're talking precise cuts. Its blood had been drained from its body.
What?
Drained.
Wait, what?
No blood left.
But and the blood wasn't outside of it.
No, it was gone.
It was drunk.
It was well
Consumed.
Well, yeah,
Shit.
drained. So sliced up, skin removed.
No, this is getting way weirder.
It's very dark. What the hell happened? So word gets out, and at first people thought it was Satanists.
Right, of course.
Which is fair, because it's like when something ridiculous happens, you just go, well, there's a bunch of f***ed up guys living in a house down the street.
Maybe the guys in the hoods, they're lighting candles.
Yeah, the teens.
Like praying to goats. Yeah, exactly.
To be honest, my Georgie has turned 14 and he did come back covered in blood last night.
you know, there's an animal that was scared. Oh, Satanists will be Satanists, I guess. Yeah.
We've all been there.
We're all young ones.
You've got a Satan tattoo in your chest.
Yeah. Yeah, they got like freaking stars like on their necks, like tattooed.
Sharp teeth like vampire.
Oh, we've all been there.
But that would be all well and good if this was a one-off incident. But when it started happening more and more,
it wouldn't.
Well, it would have been Satanists. That would have made sense.
Okay, yeah.
But when it started happening more and more, the pieces of the puzzle just didn't fit. So in 1975, Democratic Senator Floyd K. Haskell, I really had to struggle with that one.
My boy Floyd.
My boy Floyd. He's a reliable gent. Floyd K. Haskell contacted the FBI asking for help due to public concern regarding the issue of these mutilations. He claimed there had been 130 mutilations in Colorado alone, and further reports across 9 states. A 1979 FBI report indicated that according to New Mexico State Police, there had been an estimated 8,000 mutilations in Colorado.
What year is this?
That is 1979.
Oh my god.
And that's probably over the last few years. But 8,000 in Colorado alone.
That's way too many. All with the same symptoms, all with the skin and the blood. And
all with the same signs. Mutilation. A lot of the time skin removed. A lot of the time drained of blood. And this is creepy. Somehow dropped from a height. They're like all busted up. Like they've been like dropped from a height.
What? Oh man, okay, sweet. And they're all, what are they? They're all the same animal? They're all different animals? Because if they're cows, then I have a lot of weird theories about that.
Yeah, well, it is cows. Yeah.
It's all cows?
Yes, pretty much.
Oh shit,
this is
man.
Cattle mutilations of the 70s and 80s, yeah.
Do you know why aliens always stay around cows with like hayfields and stuff?
No.
Because when they're abducting humans and they want to like raise and breed their own humans, that's the one thing they need, because then the babies get the milk from the cow and the adults get like the meat from the cow. So that's what they want. They want to like genetically produce their own cows to like feed generations of space humans.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat.
It's crazy, isn't it? I got some freaky stories about that.
Evidence?
Yeah, I mean, I left it on my other thing. Black helicopter comes down. I hop inside and take off.
You know, we'll have a truce that if I don't ask you for evidence, you won't ask me for evidence.
Yeah, that's good.
How about
Let's make that establishment very early on. Yeah.
So these things have been dropped from a height. Just when things couldn't get any weirder, April 8th, 1979, 3 police officers in Dulce, New Mexico, reported a mysterious aircraft, a black US military helicopter, or so it seems, hovering above the site where 16 cows had been mutilated.
Okay.
So was it really US government? Or was it the perpetrator returning to the scene of the crime? So you don't really know what happened there. Are they like they're investigating? Or it's like, we do know these cars are getting dropped from a height, and now there's US military helicopters hanging out above cow mutilation sites.
Can you imagine like Floyd talking with like 2 CIA guys? It's like, so I don't know if you guys can just take a look at it. And they're like, oh, we'll take a look at it. Why did you just wink at that guy? Oh, no reason. No, honestly, no reason.
You did it again.
Yeah.
I feel like you're not taking me very seriously.
I think this guy's a real nutcase. It's like, nutcase isn't a phrase exclusive to the FBI. That is a generally used insult. It's like, yeah, sure. You're doing crazy signs. It's like, these are not hand gestures.
Anyway, how'd you guys get here? Oh, helicopter. Never mind.
Never mind. Shit, now I'm going to take the bus home.
Yeah, black bus comes inside.
A bunch of old women get off and they get on. Black bus. Oh, God.
In another incident, a Mr. Robert Smith Jr. was driving his tractor on his farm in Honey Creek, Iowa. This one is insane. He's in Honey Creek, Iowa, driving his tractor. There had recently been a string of cattle mutilations in the area and across the border in Nebraska, when all of a sudden, 2 unregistered black twin-engine helicopters opened fire on him and his tractor. What the hell? Why are helicopters coming out of nowhere and attacking
and firing
random people? So, I mean, this isn't a U.S. military helicopter. This isn't a standard U.S. military helicopter. Okay. Obviously. What do they have against this farmer? Word started spreading that mysterious black helicopters were somehow connected to the epidemic of cattle mutilations across the country. The media helped disseminate this theory. In the movie Capricorn 1, black helicopters chased down 3 astronauts trying to reveal that their mission to Mars was faked. However, the helicopters in the film behave more like living things rather than vehicles, and at one point turn to face each other as if they're talking to each other. But this video, which you can look up, Capricorn 1 black helicopter scene, this shows you how people were starting to think. It shows you that back at this point, people were going, okay, these things don't belong to the military. They don't belong to the police. What the hell are they? Are they living things? Jesus. Are they communicating with each other? But the idea of black helicopters really entered the public dialogue when Hal Lindsey wrote about them in the best-selling book, The Late Great Planet Earth. Lindsey theorized that the plague, the book of Revelations?
Yes.
And, the plagues, the biblical plagues.
End of the world style.
Yeah. That the plague of locusts in the book of Revelations
are helicopters?
Or Cobra attack helicopters.
Mate, well, who's to say that he's wrong?
I mean, it's
me, I guess, for one. But
yeah, me too. While we're at it.
Well, think about it. So, you have people off in India, in countries that, there's tribes that haven't been, reached by the outside world yet. When they see planes, they presumably think, they've been referred to as giant metallic, birds soaring through the sky. Maybe when the premonition was made in Revelations, they see these things in the distance, hundreds of them. They're like locusts. Yeah. Locusts, that's what they are. But no.
That's it. Because they didn't have that frame of reference.
Exactly.
So who knows?
Exactly.
Is it possible the same black helicopters that terrorized Colorado in the 60s and 70s were also present in the Old Testament of the Bible?
No.
Does it... I'm sorry. Please suspend disbelief, sir. Does this mean they're time traveling?
No. No, of course
not. Are they transdimensional?
No!
Can they move in and out of time using futuristic technology to go back in time to the Book of Revelations?
Oh, this makes so little sense. Why? Oh, why? Because I'm so confounded. What is the reason behind this? Because when this started, I assumed that this was secret government technology. Is it though? Because you're saying the FBI don't know about it and they're now transdimensional and they haunted Jesus or something.
You see, it's because it goes above the FBI. You need to stop, bro. You're always thinking in terms of the FBI, CIA. Look, listen, there are tiers of government beyond the FBI, beyond the CIA, beyond the United States, the New World Order, the Illuminati. Okay, you need to start thinking in terms of that, the one world government, traveling back in time. Anyway,
because I don't know a lot about them.
I'm getting riled up.
You're riled up.
The crazy thing is that is legit a best-selling book, The Late Great Planet Earth.
But it's not
a very popular book.
Fiction. It's not fact, is it? It's not a prediction of what's going to happen or what is happening.
Well, I'll be honest, if I was better researcher, I would have actually read the thing. Moving on. What we do know, whether they were in the Book of Revelations, we do know that black helicopters are real.
Okay.
A certain black helicopter expert known as Barack Obama was asked about the existence of black helicopters.
No way.
In a recent podcast with Mark Maron.
They cornered him.
Can
we get him on ours?
Absolutely. Let's pause, tweet him, and then
Get him in.
Dead air.
There's no more episodes of the podcast from then on. We get shut down.
Yeah, exactly.
The sound of helicopters.
Yeah.
Put in the sound of helicopters and gunfire here.
And on the podcast, he admitted, quote, "There are black helicopters, but we generally don't deploy them on U.S. soil."
That was a great Obama impression as well. It's stellar.
I've been practicing all day. I really should have more research and less Obama practice. So we do know they exist. Obama himself, the head of the New World Order, United States of America, admitted that they exist, that they do deploy them internationally, and he says not on U.S. soil, but these stories are beg to differ.
That's him saying black helicopters exist. He
Yes.
hasn't said that transdimensional, soundless, transparent helicopters have been deployed in foreign
and that's why
states.
Mark Maron's a hack, because he didn't ask those hard-hitting questions.
Exactly. You gotta follow up, man.
You really
if you've got Obama's ears, if you got his
Oh
ears,
my God.
chew on him. Chew on those ears and get some freaking info out of
Suck
them.
on his ears,
Because that would be my follow-up, absolute follow-up. It's almost like, it's like a tactic for when you want something.
Mm-hmm.
You do like a low ball question, and then you're like, if he's like, I
you
can't
work it
possibly
out.
comment on black helicopters, you're like, oh, fine. I guess, what about aliens then? Are they real? See if he slips up a little bit. And then if you won't do that one, then go back to the helicopters.
I thought you were going to say, like, okay, do helicopters exist? And he's like, what? Yes. Well, what about black one? Oh, you got it.
Oh, yeah.
You're good
Well
at this.
played.
You're good at this. You're good at this.
That is worrying that he made a slight verbal confirmation of the existence of black helicopters.
Yeah, because you have to bear in mind, I agree. He did not say that they were in the Book of Revelations. That's true. He did not say that they were literally the plague of locusts, that the rivers ran red with black helicopters.
Helicopter oil.
But he wasn't just talking about black helicopters. He was asked about the conspiracy idea of black helicopters. The fact that there are
Who let him on a
operations.
podcast? He's leaking shit like everywhere.
He's a Snowden of himself. This
You
is
just
ridiculous.
know that, like, off camera, the bodyguards are like doing the
And he's
the
just
chokes
looking back.
on,
He's going, "Troops getting in. Who gives a shit?
yeah,
I'm out of
so
here.
Podcasts aren't going to be big.
I'm going kite surfing with Richard Branson," which is what he did, by the way. Did you see those photos? That was like the first thing he did. That was
and
amazing.
for all we know, he was hanging on the back of a freaking helicopter. If you use technology to auto enhance and zoom outwards, he's hanging on to 8 black helicopters.
8 of them. And they're all facing each other, talking to each other. So, how far does the rabbit hole go? Many believe that the United Nations are using black helicopters to deploy secret agents of the New World Order to prepare a global communist takeover.
Okay.
But is that as deep as we can go, Rory? That's what I want to know. Tied into Lindsay's theory that the biblical locusts were actually helicopters, there is a theory that the black helicopters are actually life forms. Created by the New World Order agencies via nanobiotechnology, which is not a word I'd ever read before. The primary purpose is to spy on the activities of citizens so that when the New World Order invasion takes place, they will round up citizens for elimination.
Who, the helicopters will?
Absolutely.
Okay. Why would you listen to a helicopter?
Because they got guns and whatnot. Didn't you see they attacked that guy in the tractor?
I guess, yeah.
Come on,
I just
you
find that
wouldn't
so
obey
weird.
an attack helicopter.
I just find that so... Because I would just assume there's a man inside the helicopter.
Yeah, but he's like a faceless man. Imagine looking in. It's like kind of like anime, like gloss over his face. So you can't really see.
I just love the idea of like me coming outside my house and the helicopter's like, get to sector 12 now. I'm like, it's okay. I'll do whatever you want, mister. It's like, I'm not a mister. I'm the helicopter. And then like that would immediately be such a huge thing to move past. Like I was already gonna do what they wanted, but now I'm like, wait, what? It's like,
Yeah, what? Don't ask questions.
It doesn't matter.
Sector 12.
But I'm a sentient helicopter. Just move past that and go to sector 12. It's like, no, I'm not going to move past that. How?
You move past it when there are guns blazing and you're trying to drive a tractor in Colorado, okay? To substantiate this claim, there actually are hundreds of reports of black helicopters hovering above residences, following people, chasing UFOs and doing all sorts of stuff. And you can actually watch these videos online. I did some of this research myself. There are many videos out there of black helicopters in different situations. Yes, some of those videos are going to turn out to be bogus. Yes, some of them are, are not important. They might be different things. They could be Coast Guard. They could be
regular helicopters.
They could be a normal helicopter, not run by the Illuminati, obviously. but there are hundreds of reports out there. So, just in the vein of this is going to be a bumpy ride, I'll warn you right now.
Alright.
But we'll delve quickly into the world of how black helicopters are believed to operate in the most fantastic form of that idea.
Okay.
Helicopters start out as seed crystals.
Oh,
They're
Jesus.
injected into biological host organisms, typically cattle, but occasionally humans, either by human technicians or by other black helicopters. These crystals can be
So the
sprayed.
helicopters are banging crystals.
Absolutely. These...
Yes.
Are you going to keep interrupting
If you'll hold
me,
your
or-
tongue for 1 second, sir, we'll continue on the lesson.
What about this doesn't make any sense? These crystals can be sprayed from military or civil aircraft, which then enter the body of a host via food or the water supply. And once there, it develops into a microscopic black helicopter, or an MBH.
There's no need for that abbreviation, because no one's going to say that in their lives.
The amount I'm about to say it, Rory, you're going to need the bit. No, not really. After a few weeks, they grow to 20 or 30 centimeters in length and burst forth from the guts of their host. And this is where the cattle mutilations come in.
How? Why did it? No. So the cows take off into the air.
No, they just
And then-
it just busts out of the cow like alien style, like out of the stomach.
Like a little blade?
Yeah, and that's why we find these surgical slices out of these cattle. They just explode out of them,
Right,
and their
okay.
blood has been harvested to make the black helicopter in the first place.
So it's like a husk at this point.
Exactly.
Because it's been sucked up. These blood helicopters.
Infected cattle can also be under control of these black helicopters when they're inside them, causing them to become New World Order agents, misleadingly termed mad cows. Ever heard of mad cow disease, Rory?
Oh, damn.
Black helicopters in
Inside
their
the
blood.
cows. Yes! It's all coming together now. Foot and
That's
mouth
it.
disease? No. More like blade in body disease.
Cancer, more like black helicopters.
inside of humans. Yeah.
Common cold, more like common black helicopter. Okay. Anyway, one possible link to the theory of black helicopters is the slightly older legend of black Volgas. Have you ever heard that one?
Like a car?
Yeah.
Oh, God, no.
Just
What?
like black helicopters terrorize North America today, black Volgas were cars deployed in the Cold War era, Eastern Bloc around Poland, Russia, Belarus, and the Ukraine,
Just cars.
and they abducted people, Rory.
That happens all the time, though. People with cars abduct people every single day.
Were there
That's why-
vampires in the cars
I
abducting
knew
people? Were there vampires?
Like,
They abducted children, Roy. We have the documents. According to different versions of the legend, they were driven by priests, nuns, vampires, Satanists, or Satan himself. Okay?
Satan himself. Why does he need a car? Maybe he's the Dark Lord. This is mental. Do you think so? Like, by this logic, way early on in the past, they had like black wagons. They used to like ride around like haunting people and like grabbing cowboys and Indians off the freaking streets. That's
yeah,
insane.
Well, yeah, you have to say it's a kind of dope ride for Satan to be like riding around in. This is a local legend in the Eastern Bloc, was that that you know, if you were a kid, if a car pulled up, a black Volga pulled up, you would not go near it because it might be the last thing you ever do. That Satan or a priest or a vampire would abduct you.
I love that, like nowadays you have to teach children, like, don't go near like white vans or strangers offer you candy because it might be a kidnapper or it might be a pedophile. But these kids were like, it might be the devil. So don't go near it.
Yeah, you will burn in hell for an eternity.
Exactly.
How about that?
He will suck you in with a wave of fiery blood and consume your soul.
Literally, this is where the comparison comes in, because the legend went, children were being kidnapped by these black Volgas and their blood was being harvested as a cure for rich Westerners and Arabs that suffered from diseases, aka New World Order agents. Were these Volgas the same living organisms created using nanobiotechnology as today's black helicopters?
No.
Media and public attention to black helicopters continues to today. Even in recent years, first-term Republican Northern Idaho Representative Helen Chenoweth tried to enforce the Endangered Species Act as armed federal agents and black helicopters were landing on Idaho ranchers' property. She told the New York Times, quote, "Enough people in my district have become concerned that I just can't ignore it. and we have proof.
You're about to lay down some solid proof? You put like a dead cow on the table. But Jesus, man.
Filled with tiny helicopters.
Yeah. Oh my God.
These say Mattel on the side. You bought these and it's done. No, I don't have any proof.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. So, I know I've taken us quite a wild ride here. We know they exist. Obama himself admitted that they exist. Not just helicopters painted black. He admitted to stealth helicopters for secret operations, secret agents operating internationally.
Yeah.
Are they harvesting children's blood? I don't know. Are they sentient beings created through nanobiotechnology for the Illuminati to control the world's population? That is the question.
That is the question. So, we got two lines here.
Yes.
We got two lines. One of them goes down the path of military-designed stealth helicopters.
Mm-hmm.
And I completely believe that those do exist.
Yes.
Because I'm fairly sure, weren't they used to kill Osama bin Laden?
Yeah.
Right? Didn't
like
they
that.
drop
Yeah.
SEAL Team 6 in with like a super silent stealth chopper, essentially?
I like the way you say SEAL Team 6, like you know them personally.
Yeah, my boys. Terry, Jerry, I don't know why they all end with Airy.
I like the idea of those guys can drop in. So, did you ever think why we're called SEAL Team 6? What happened to the first, 5 SEAL teams?
Probably nothing. Probably just a favorite number. I just realized something shit scary.
Okay.
They never, right? Osama bin Laden, didn't they say that they dumped his body in the ocean?
Like Megatron from...
Put him in
Transformers.
what is that place called? The Mariana Trench? Dumped him in there with the Allspark. No, because they on the way back, it's they dumped him in the ocean, right?
Was that it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh. Yeah, probably,
It's
right?
on the way back, they killed him, they had the body, and on the way back, they
Right,
dumped him in
because
the
they didn't
ocean.
want anyone to have the body.
Something like that, yeah?
Yes, because that was the conspiracy.
It was that no one ever saw him.
There was no body.
What if...
Hashtag where is the
What
body?
if they took him in a black helicopter and sucked his blood or did some crazy stuff with, because it was
Yeah.
it wasn't SEAL Team 6. It was just a helicopter.
Yeah.
Possibly piloted by the devil himself. I don't know. I don't know why the devil is working with America to take down #1 terrorist. You think he would be into that sort of thing?
He's like, I have to be back in Russia to absorb children's blood in 3 hours.
You imagine the devil waking up and be like, what should I do today? It's well, whatever you're gonna do, these terrorists are doing really horrible stuff. It's what? It's no, I can do much more horrible stuff. And it's are you seriously, dude? You see, they're bombing people and things. He's that's my job. It's just to trick him into one of these helicopters and dump him in the water.
He's definitely British, by the way. We've established that.
But the devil's British?
Yeah,
oh,
for
totally,
sure.
totally.
Ah, of course.
He always shows up and he's all classy and he's got his little contract. And
Yeah.
would you like to
He
sign
always
this?
is. Why is he always suave?
Because he's devilishly charming.
I suppose that was...
Is that a word?
Explain anything. Yeah, it is. That's true. But I suppose that was it. He was the brightest and best of the angels, wasn't he? He was the brightest, best angel, and then he I don't know, ate
I don't know,
God's
man. He's a little
sandwich or
shit.
something.
He
and
wasn't
cast on
happy. Screw heaven. Screw paradise.
That's a very good line of inquiry, though.
I mean, it's not, but it's just fun to talk about.
Oh, come on. That is a legitimate question. We don't know what happened with that body, and we know that it was black helicopter.
Exactly.
They did it.
So at what point did it become more than just a stealth chopper and become a sentient, blood-sucking machine?
Yes. So where do you stand on the sentient blood-sucking machine business?
I think that it's bullcrap. I think
Okay.
that is bullcrap.
Okay.
I think people have seen helicopters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Guys, the government gets up to some shady crap. I'm on, this is my testimony right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hand on this cup of tea because I don't have a Bible. But
This is Trump's America, Roy.
I
You better
swear
be
on
careful
it,
what you
there's
say.
some crazy stuff going on out there
Yeah.
in the form of helicopters. Do I think that those helicopters are sentient beings grown in the stomachs of cows and other creatures, and some are born microscopic?
Well, then, how do you describe the cattle mutilations, Rory?
I don't know. There's tons of you know
Okay.
what? That's there's lots of reasons why animals die.
Yeah.
Not mutilation though, and the fact that there were so many
Yeah.
around a helicopter area. I don't know. That is a bit weird.
I don't know why I'm busting your balls, because I think it's a whole load of horseshit, too. For sure. We have established, though, as Obama said, the black helicopters are real. They are out there. You better watch out for them. But they're not going to talk to you anytime soon.
No.
They're not going to bust into your head and take over your brain.
I don't think we have to worry about it. I think cattle mutilation is aliens.
Yeah. I think that's a whole nother story.
Oh, I got some weird ass freaking
Oh, yeah.
cattle mutilation stories that he's gonna rustle your jimmies. He'll be terrified.
Well,
Terrified.
I think that just about wraps it up for the case of the black helicopters on this Paranormal Life.
Yep.
If you have black helicopter footage, please send it to us. So that's it from Bloodsucking Satanist Helicopters this week. Please join us next week for more paranormal tales on This Paranormal Life. If you enjoyed this week's episode, the best way to support This Paranormal Life is to rate and review us on iTunes. The more 5-star reviews that we have, the more this podcast grows and we can continue to bring you a new paranormal tale each and every week.
If you have your own paranormal stories that you'd like us to investigate, email us in at thisparanormallifepodcast@gmail.com.